ma'am, this is your host and host, founder and CEO Aerobe, Neha Chauhan, and welcome to our very special episode of the Aerobe podcast. Today we have a very special guest amongst us, Karuna ma'am. Welcome to our very amazing show where we talk a lot about life in general. Thank you so much for coming. Ma'am is a principal of Aurobindo School. Ma'am has been in this domain from past 2 decades. Ma'am is very passionate about education. She loves children, and I promise you that if you stay till the end, you're going to learn a lot today. Ma'am, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for giving us time. First of all, how are you feeling today, ma'am? You must be exhausted. It's been a whole day. Are you enjoying the event?
I never get exhausted when
Right.
I am among the kids. So it was a day with kids in the school, and after that I left the school and came to attend this session because I make a point that I should be there wherever the educators are collecting and there is a lot of discussion going on with them. So I
Right.
look forward to such opportunities to exchange the ideas, to share what is new, what they are doing new and what I am doing, so we can get something better and enhance some good learning for our children.
Right, absolutely, ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am, this question is my personal favorite whenever I see any women in power. So I always want to know, because my journey has just started and you've been here from such a long time. Is it difficult to make it, or how does it feel when once you are actually at the top of your career, when you have everything which you have planned for?
See, gender is just a biological line, you can say, that is there between girls and boys, but otherwise there is no limitation what girls can do. And I think at every post you will see girls have reached to greater heights,
Right.
and there is a long way for you to go in this.
Right. Ma'am, were you always this fearful? Did you always know that you're going to be this successful?
No, I have
Or
never thought of this success. I
Right.
have never worked for success. I have worked very diligently for teaching children. I have nurtured my passion with full dedication, and
Right.
automatically I have reached greater heights. So I
Right.
feel that it comes automatically. You
Right.
don't have to feed it. You have to be honest, loyal. And we were discussing inside that वो नियत होनी चाहिए बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए,
Right.
वो एक काम करने के लिए, तो वो नियत कहीं पर हमेशा थी,
Right.
तो वो अपने आप ऊपर ले जाती है.
Right, that passion needs to
passion,
be there in no
yes,
matter in which
yes.
domain you are. Ma'am, abhi there is so much of rat race in becoming better than the other person. It's like you are competing with yourself, with your closest friend, even within your family. And money plays a very important role in all of this segment. What tip or advice would you like to give, or what are your thoughts on it? That money को इतना बड़ा segment बना दिया है, because at the end success and happiness, everybody think that it's a directly proportional to money. What are your thoughts on it, and what message would you like to give to our youngster?
See, money is only something, some substance which is needed to get the facilities to us.
Right.
But I think it is not the core that is going to give the satisfaction.
Right.
You get satisfaction from somewhere else.
Right.
You will see n number of people who are very rich, but still they are not having that peace, that calm sleep, that calm happiness. They are not having. So
Right.
we need to really have that peace from inside, and that we can nurture only when we are nurturing the passion that we are having. Money
Right.
will automatically come, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, talking about money, nowadays so much of startups, they are coming out thanks to Modi ji and Make in India whole initiative and Startup India, all of those things. But still there is a constant comparison, especially in this world, in this entrepreneurial world. People say, US is giving us Sam Altman and Elon Musk, and India is still lagging and our students are not able to do it. And not only in this entrepreneurial segment, I was also watching after this Commonwealth Games, they were saying कि इंडिया के तो 2-3 मेडल्स आए हैं एंड चाइना देखो 100 लेके चला जाता है. Why is it a right thing to compare, and if it is yes or no, why exactly it is people are comparing?
Comparison should be there, but comparison should be from within ourselves. If we
Right.
are talking about competition, we should compete with our own previous versions to the upcoming versions,
Right.
not with other people. Because
Right.
if you will see other people, you might get motivated and you might also get demotivated.
Right.
So you have to look at something which gives you motivation and a boost that you can be a better version of whatever you are having within your hand.
Right. And ma'am, but how do we protect ourselves? Because if we are seeing something that someone else is
See,
doing
this
better.
is something which is
Right.
inside us. If you think that money is only a booster for you, you have to deviate that booster from some one point to some other point which will give you the core satisfaction. So you
Right.
have to work on those factors.
Right, absolutely, ma'am. If I think, and that also start from back of our home. It's not the school's
Yes. It's the
responsibility that.
background, it's the value system of the person, how he has grown and how he has been taught the values in the school. I think these are the two places, our home and the school, who develops our value system, value for money, value for culture, value for dealing with the people. And I think the passion of work also comes somewhere from our school and
Right.
from our parents only, when we see them working so
Right.
passionately for us, and
Right.
teachers working so passionately to groom us in our school. Because I give a lot of credit to
Right.
my grooming, to my parents for the value system,
Right.
and to my school for developing and making me what I am today.
Right.
So-
Ma'am, parents, you just mentioned, so I don't know, parent have this, I mean, few of the parents, modern parents, they are changing. Like how my parents were, they were like, कि, आपको पहले IIT clear करना है, and then फिर they send me to London, and they were like, आपको post graduation करनी है, आपको ये करना है. There's a never ending pressure. Now, जो student कर लेते हैं अच्छा, गुड फॉर देम, जो नहीं कर पाते दे फील वेरी डिसहार्टेड कि अब हमारा क्या होगा, हमें कोई अच्छा कॉलेज नहीं मिलेगा, अच्छी जॉब्स नहीं मिलेगी. आर देयर एनी ऑप्शंस फॉर दो स्टूडेंट ऑल्सो अगर आप क्लियर नहीं करते हो तो?
There are many options. I was discussing this with my children in school today.
Right.
That how many of you are planning to appear for IIT, JEE, NEET? So
Right.
there were many hands raised. I
Right.
said only 1% selection will be there for the total participation.
Right.
But you should have plan B, and you should never mind having plan C, D, E.
There should not
also.
be any shame.
There should not be any shame.
Right.
Even my parents were having some social impact and they wanted me to be a doctor. And I
Right.
have never thought of that I'm a biology person. I was a science person, I never thought of. But I somehow pursued, I selected my subject
Right.
on the basis of the desire of my parents.
Right.
But I realized later on my passion is somewhere else.
Right.
While I was studying in school, I was teaching students.
Right.
While I was in graduation, I was teaching students. So I realized I am getting my happiness from the students when I am getting good results for them, when I'm
Right.
feeling that they are having that happiness of understanding the concept sitting with me.
Right.
So I realized myself, so I feel that every child has that degree of satisfaction that comes when they realize what is their passion, what will really make them happy.
Right.
I've seen many engineers, we see एक इंजीनियर है और उसने
हाँ.
कुछ और प्रोफेशन कुकिंग में चला
हाँ.
गया, शेफ बन गया.
It happens so many
how it
times.
happens
हाँ.
because they later on realize that these degrees are not giving me that satisfaction. And when we talk about money also, they
Right.
get lot of money, big packages,
Right.
but they give away those packages because that money is not buying happiness for them.
Right.
So then they are nurturing their passion.
Right, right. Ma'am, what are your thoughts on this traveling culture of young generation? I also watched one of the episode of Pankaj Tripathi. He was saying कि हर बच्चे को travel करना चाहिए, बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर आप थोड़ा सा explain करना चाहिए कि ऐसा क्या correlation है travel, education and life का in general?
See, life के बहुत सारे aspects होते हैं. When we go out and meet people, we get to know about different aspects. Otherwise, we have a limited horizon, our perspectives become limited. So when we go out, we travel. While traveling, also you come across many people, of variety of religion, creed, caste. You meet the way they talk, the way they eat. If you share the comfort and all, the perception of the people immediately change. So to experience that humanitarian behavior is a
Right.
different experience. So you cannot experience that only you're getting up, going to work, coming back, staying and being with your family only, or with limited number of friends. So I feel that although
Right.
I have traveled very less in my life,
Right.
in my younger age, in my schooling period, but later on when I grew up, now I travel a lot. I travel
Right.
alone also, and I have felt that I have gained a bigger perspective about life. So
Right.
that is very important. I feel that children should go, because
Right.
the competency a child should have in comparison to what we were having in our childhood is far more than what is expected at this time. So I
Right.
feel that they should go meet people and keep their horizon bigger,
Right. So it means that traveling can give us those experiences which we
which
are
is
not getting
which
inside,
is good for life.
which is good for life, right?
Yes,
And you never know whom you meet and what that person can actually add in your life. You never
right.
know, right? Right. It's a very, very important point which ma'am has mentioned, and I think we should not be scared of it and nourish it. And whenever we get time, should go out and explore it as well. Ma'am, talking about exploration, so many students. Who study outside in foreign country for obvious reason, either because Indian education is very, very competitive, you know, in getting universities, they say it's much easier to get entrance in those
No,
foreign
it is not.
university.
It is not.
And once they study, most of it, I mean, it's still changing, I understand, but most of them don't want to come back to India. They say कि नहीं यार अभी कनाडा में ही सेटल हो जाते हैं, यूएस में ही रह जाते
There
हैं.
are reasons. See the kind of facilities that are available there, the resources that they are available there, or you can say the standard of life, living standards are different than comparison to our country. But still, the value system, the kind of affection and the bonding we have in our country, they miss our culture.
Right.
I think I have seen people coming from there and they feel like हम ये भी कर लें, ये भी कर
हाँ.
लें, यहाँ भी चले जाएं, इससे भी मिल लें, just because they miss out on all
Miss
such
out on
things.
so many
They,
things.
they have everything, they have lot of resources, but that human can contact, that emotion aspect is missing. That is why now the trend is also changing. In spite
Yeah.
of earning lot of money there,
They prefer,
prefer coming back to their own families, living in smaller house in comparison to them having less smaller car than what they have in those countries, but they are looking forward
it's
to
like
come back.
it's a repetitive cycle, right? Earlier, lot of people, they went out, then they stayed, now they're coming back to India again because they
Yeah,
see lot of
lot of
opportunities
opportunities.
also here. Exactly,
The
ma'am.
other change reason is the opportunities are coming here also. International companies earlier were not here. So if a child is very qualified and competitive, was not being much valued here. But
Right.
now our government is taking lot of initiatives.
Right.
Like you spoke about startups. So there are many startups and many international companies are coming here who are ready to invest in our country. So
Right.
there is no need that we should have brain drain from India, and
Right.
our own children can stay here
Right.
and work with other companies which are coming from abroad or within our country also. We are
Right.
having many tech companies coming up. Lot of
Right.
opportunities are here that they can grow up.
Right. Ma'am, we teach our student a lot about different subject. One factor or one domain which is missing or they struggle with even throughout their profession is understanding about finance, how to manage their money. What is the right age if we have to teach our youngster all about financial management or financial literacy, or is there a particular way or age we should wait to give them that, and how we can,
See,
should we they go for degree, or like how it can happen?
it is not required that they should have a specific degree. The
Uh-huh.
age is, yes, of course, changing, because I said there is a change in the education system. There's a lot of change. So even the education system is modifying to such an extent that we are in our own institutions offering the financial literacy
Right.
to children right from the age of 7, 8, you can say. But if you go back to our olden times also, when we were too young, our parents used to give us money,
Right.
send us to buy something, and
Yes, yes.
and we used to get back the money and tell them this was of this much, and to just guide us. This was also the home learning, but that was also finance. But
Right.
now, to higher skill, we are teaching them formally that if young people who are earning very early, how they should invest so that they can secure their future.
Right.
There are people who are into big positions, but they are not even filing their income tax returns.
Yes, I've
They are
seen
not
that.
aware
Yes,
of it.
yes, yes.
So they, in fact, CBSE is taking initiative in guiding the teachers that they should go forward, educate their children to file the income tax, and they should be doing. If you go and ask, there was a session in my school
Right.
wherein accountant came and was taking a session with the teachers
Right.
and asked how many teachers file their return on their own. So many of them raise their hand. My husband is doing it for you, for me. My brother is doing for me, or my father
Right,
is
yeah.
doing for
They
me.
think it's not our job to understand the
And
finance,
they
right?
don't bother also.
They don't bother.
That where they are earning, they want good salary, but then they are not caring about where they are investing, how their money is growing. So they should know about the tax filing, about mutual funds, how it grows, how should they invest, and in which area. So I feel
Right.
that there is no harm updating our younger children with it, and we
Right.
are coming up with such kind of curriculum
Right.
wherein we are investing such kind of learning with young children of almost 7 to 8 years of age.
Right, ma'am. I've seen Aurobindo is always taking, many new innovative steps. Whether it's introducing experiential learning, you've just mentioned the financial literacy. Um, where do you get your inspiration from? Like, do you have any like set goals or patterns that you have decided? I want here, or you're just doing it, or
See,
because
I
it takes a
believe,
lot of courage.
yeah, it takes, but I take great initiative in whatever is new coming up for the students, for the teacher, and me as a leader. Like
Right.
I finished my school and came to attend this session, so to find out I may have a catch or something new.
Yes.
So same way I keep myself updated. I tell my teachers and give them opportunity to keep themselves updated, and same updation we pass it on to our younger children also,
Right,
and
right.
we ensure that they are having, we should facilitate with them not only through the resources, even through our knowledge. If we are updated, then we can guide them, this is what is coming up new, this is how we can stand up with the upcoming generation, with the 21st century skills when we talk
Right.
about to them.
Right. This word you've mentioned, ma'am, is very, very important. Staying updated. That there is no age limit or any career limit to it. No matter at what stage of career we are in, we can always learn more, understand more, and get to know more, so that we can actually implement it. And you never know that it can benefit to our society.
Yes.
Ma'am, talking about society, our young parents, they stay very curious all the time कि बच्चे को ये बनाना है, वो बनाना है, Google में job दिलानी है. They are very, very confused in terms of setting the right path for their kids. What one or two or three, four couple of advice, how you want to give it to them?
See, I would suggest that they should monitor the child right from the beginning through the growing years and identify the interest of the child. And a parent or the teacher should nurture the interest of the students.
Right.
We should not say that if you are into singing क्यों करनी है, studies कर लो. So if child is passionate about singing, music, dance, or any other thing, we should nurture that, and we never know when the child will make a difference in that field.
Right.
So parents should be observant, and
Right.
even the school should be observant about, because I won't shed the responsibility which we people have. If
Right.
we are monitoring the child, we should also convey the interest of the child to parent and
Right.
ask them to observe and guide the children further beyond the school limits to nurture the qualities of the child, so that child can have some focus while making the decision. Then
Right.
we should provide various type of career counseling opportunities to children, not only related to these big fields of education.
Right.
We should provide career opportunities to children for other than this IIT, JEE, NEET,
Right.
accountancy,
Some
or
other
some
domains.
other domains also.
Right.
So that children will get to know and reflect among themselves and find out what is good for them, and they should look forward to, and maybe they can go into education field or any other,
Right.
but they should have exposure to everything available.
Right.
So I try to provide all such kind of opportunities to
Right.
the students in our school.
Right. And ma'am, do we have enough infrastructure available to provide this kind of exposure?
Yes, the infrastructure is
If parent has to go out, they can easily find it and they can provide it to the student.
Yes, and in fact there are many resources available within the city also, that we collaborate with each other. There are various institutions
Right.
which are collaborating, and they are providing that opportunity to the students. So
Right.
we can, if we are not having, we can arrange through someone and we can
Right.
provide that to students.
Definitely. These are some very important pointers, ma'am, which we have touched on today. So before we take a leave, what one last piece of advice, life advice, career advice you would like to give to our youngster who's watching you today?
See, for the youngsters, I would like to say that the children should be given opportunity and should be given the liberty to make decisions for their future. They should not be just guided only by the social boundaries or social impact which parents are having. they should be allowed to nurture their passion and go ahead and be successful in whatever they do.
Right. On that note, thank you so much, ma'am. Please follow all of these advice. I'm sure if you understand today's podcast properly and if you implement at least one thing out of them, you'll do very good in your life. You'll be very calm and happy, and you'll find your passion, and lot more new exciting thing will come your way. Thank you so much, Karuna ma'am, for taking your time out and sharing your journey and knowledge. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.